From heartbreak to power. How to use your breakup to become more attractive and attract better women. Look, I understand it, yeah? When you go through a breakup, and I've been through a few breakups, they hurt. Yeah, you feel it, that knot in your stomach, the endless thoughts racing through your mind, the emptiness that she left behind, the love that she's taken away from you. Your relationship is over and it hurts. But what if I told you that this pain is actually your greatest opportunity? What if this breakup is not the end? What if this breakup is the beginning of a better version of yourself? A man who becomes more attractive, who becomes emotionally a little bit more stable, who becomes emotionally stronger and more successful with women than ever before. And that's my wish for you. So in this training, I'm going to show you how to use your breakup as fuel for growth. And you're going to learn what exactly it is that went wrong. I'm going to be diving into how attraction really works and how to attract women who actually truly match you and the level that you want to live your life on. And we're going to break a few negative beliefs, and we're going to make a start into building a powerful mindset. Yeah, and I'm also going to teach you 5 strategies, simple strategies, simple to implement, yeah, to not only recover from your breakup, but also to come out stronger and better than ever before. Yeah, but before we begin, I want you to understand that what I share here is not just theory. Yeah, 20 years of experience that I have right now in self-development, which also started with a relationship that went down the hill. Yeah, and ultimately exploded like a toxic atom bomb right into my face, which led me to lose my house, lose my car, lose the stuff in that house, lose a lot of money, lose access to 2 of our dogs, yeah, Eddie and Maxie, 2 British bulldogs that we had, and also the contact with my first daughter, Sienna. Yeah, I haven't seen her since she was 2. Yeah, so that's the reason why I do this. Because the last 18 years I've dove deep into the psychology and science of attraction, and since 2009 I'm been teaching and training and mentoring guys in dating, in social skills, with breakups. Yeah, and I've seen many thousands of men, and I've helped many thousands of them to navigate breakups and to take their social and romantic lives to a next level. Yeah, because that's what it is. It's your life isn't over. Your new life is beginning. Even though you might not feel that way right now, it's going to happen at some point. Yeah, we're going to walk towards the end of the tunnel and we're going to see light over there. Even you. Yeah. But before we dive into the strategies, we need to eliminate a few negative beliefs, a few of the negative beliefs that are holding you back. Because these beliefs are going to keep you trapped in pain, trapped in insecurity, and they're just going to keep you there, yeah, in a dark corner of your bedroom crying. What's that first belief? The first negative, non-serving belief is, she was the one. I will never find someone like her again. I'm laughing with you because I too once walked around with that belief. Ooh, the one, she's gone. And then I found another, the one. And then she was gone. And then I found another, the one. And then she was gone too. And man, I was only 16 back then. I already lost 3 the ones. Look, the one is an illusion. Because evolutionary psychology clearly shows that humans are programmed to form attachments, and losing someone feels like the end of the world. Yeah, because we're programmed to form these attachments, and when these attachments explode in your face, you're basically programmed to feel the pain. Yeah? But understand that even though it feels like the end of the world, in reality, the world is bigger than you think and than you know. And the world is full of amazing women. And some are even better suited for you than your ex. Yeah, you might not believe it right now. You might not want to think of it right now, which is a very healthy thing. Yeah, when my last relationship, when I broke up with my last girlfriend, because she met Kevin from sales. See, now I can laugh about it. Back then I could not. Yeah, but it hurt. And I also understood that, these feelings, I'm going to have to go through them. And the belief that I implemented, that I forcibly stomped into my mind was, there are countless of women who are a great match for me. And by growing, I will attract an even better one. And I have. And she's now the mother of my second daughter. Yeah? 7 months ago, I became a father again. But after that breakup, I couldn't even think about ever wanting to see women. Now I have an awesome relationship. Things happen, yeah? And they're going to happen for you as well. What's the second negative, non-serving belief? It's, I have to win her back. I have to win her back to be happy. Look, many men get stuck thinking that their only path to happiness is try to get their ex back. And this comes from insecurity and a lack of self-worth. The truth is that your happiness must come from within, not from her. Yeah, so hopefully with the strategies that I'm going to give you in this training, you will form a new belief. A belief that goes, my happiness and my confidence come from within me, not from a woman. I don't need her validation. I need me. I need myself. I need I. Me, myself, and I. Woo. Yeah, I'm old. It's an old song. Don't worry about it if you don't know it. It's just me, myself, and I. The third limiting belief, the third non-serving belief. I wasn't good enough, and that's why she left. Well, there you actually have a point. Because you can really, if you were good enough, would she leave? Would she leave? I mean, breakups hit your ego, and they hit your ego hard. Yeah, they stomp on your ego like an elephant stomps on your balls or your testicles. Yeah, but understand that attraction is a little bit more complex. Yeah, it's a lot about, it's about dynamics, it's about timing, it's about growth. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you weren't good enough. Yeah, but it could also mean that there were lessons to learn still. Yeah, so instead of tearing yourself down, something that I speak with guys weekly on the phone who just have been dumped, and they beat themselves up. If only I was more emotionally vulnerable. If only I was just nicer to her. If only I gave her more love. Like, what does that even mean? Yeah? Forget it. Stop tearing yourself down. She's gone. Use this moment to become stronger. Yeah, let's grow. And so implement this belief. I can learn, I can grow, and I can learn and grow from this experience to become a stronger, more emotionally stable, not emotionally vulnerable, more charismatic, a more interesting, and a more all-round attractive man. And the fourth non-serving belief, unfortunately, is love is just luck and I was just unlucky. Many men believe that relationships are just random luck, yeah? But attraction follows a very clear path. Attraction follows very clear psychological principles. And by learning how attraction works, you can actually gain not full control. Yeah, I've never seen, like, even my mentors, they didn't have full control, but they had a lot of control over their dating life. Yeah, so you can gain control over your love life. I right now have way more control over my love life than I had back 20 years ago, when I thought I knew it all. When I thought I was at the pinnacle of masculinity and what I could become as a man, because I was 20 years old and I had some life experience. Look, try to think of it this way. By understanding the psychology of attraction, you can create better, more healthy relationships. And I'm going to help you with at least a few of those, yeah? Not all in this training, but a few. And I'm going to do that by giving you 5 strategies. 5 strategies that you can use to turn your breakup into growth and into stronger attraction. So the first strategy is to transform your pain into fuel for growth. Transforming your pain into fuel for growth. Because a breakup is one of the most intense emotional experiences that you as a man can go through. And I remember it so well. When I broke up with my last girlfriend, and we knew each other, like, we were together for about 9.5 years, strong connection, loving, cooperative, supportive, a healthy tension span. Yeah, it was all there. But still, at some point I lost my way. It took a little bit too long to grow back. And in that period, guess who came knocking? It was Kevin from sales. Yeah, he also came knocking on my door. Kevin from sales. So I had to break up that relationship. Yeah, my girl was already like moving into the way, into Kevin's direction. I said, you know what? Let's cut this. I'm not going to try and fight for it. I'm not going to try and persuade you to stay with me. And I'm not going to do any of that. So I cut ties completely. And it hurt. I didn't sleep for 3 months. I couldn't eat for 6. I had stress levels. I mean, they shot higher up into the sky than Elon Musk's rockets. So I understand. Yeah. But the way that I used the pain and the way I handled the pain, I knew would determine my outcome. So the way that you are going to handle this pain that you are feeling right now will determine whether or not you come out stronger on the other end, or if you're going to stay stuck in it, which a lot of guys choose to do. But what's the key here? Well, the key is to use that pain as motivation to reinvent yourself. Yeah, so what's the limiting belief? And this is something that I found out like, 6 years back? 5-6 years back when we broke up. My limiting belief was I feel bad, so I need to escape this pain. And this is what many men do. Many men try to distract themselves with alcohol, with casual dates. I did that. Yeah, alcohol, casual dates, isolating themselves, with Netflix, with junk food. And even though it might provide temporary relief, in the long run, it just prolongs your suffering. Because here's the simple truth. Pain is a signal that something needs to change. So instead of escaping it, you have to embrace the pain and use it as fuel for transformation. And I literally, I remember I couldn't sleep, I didn't eat, and I had nightmares about, breaking up. I woke up in the middle of the night with, we call it, in Dutch we say angstzweet. Like, when you're really fearful and you start sweating. I'm not sure if there's an English word for it. But that's how I woke up. I was completely stressed the fuck out. So early in the morning, after not sleeping again for an entire night, I walked outside. You know what? I'm just going to walk it off. And dude, it started raining. I was far gone. It was a few kilometers from my house and it started raining hard. So that was like as if the universe just took a piss at me, like literally. So I was walking outside and I looked into the rainy sky and I literally did this. I remember it so well. I told my friends last week about it. I still have to laugh about it. I opened up my arms. I looked into the sky and I literally said this: okay, universe, if this is what you want me to go through, then give it all you have. I am going to embrace the pain. I'm going to embrace whatever it is that you throw at me. And I'm going to use it as fuel to come back better, to build back better, to build back stronger. So you can rain down upon me all you want. But you're not going to, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to cry over nothing. I am a real man. Yeah? So that's like whenever I talk about embracing the pain, I have to think about that moment where I stood embracing the raindrops falling down on me. But you know what? There's actually scientific evidence to support what I'm saying right now. Because there's the Kubler-Ross grief curve, which was originally developed for loss processing. So when a person you hold dear dies, they pass away, you go through different phases after the experience. After that experience, you go through a few phases: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Those are the 5 phases of loss. And the fastest way to get to acceptance and then logically into growth is to consciously process all the emotions that come blasting at you in those other phases: in denial, in anger, in bargaining, in depression. Embrace it. Process these emotions as strongly and as fast as you can, instead of avoiding them. Why? Because you'll go through them way faster. It took me about a year after a 9.5-year relationship. It took me about a year to think back at her and actually get a smile on my face and say, you know what? I wish you the best. With like sincere love, like go live your life. Yeah, if your path goes into that direction, I will hold all the memories that I have with you dearly. And I hope you do too. I wish you the best. Goodbye. And I felt nothing. I felt good afterwards. Yeah, and I've been working with guys to go through these phases, and they too, when you fight against it, it will take a longer time. Yeah, it will take a lot of time. And we know from neurobiological research that physical pain and emotional pain are actually processed in the same brain regions. Yeah, so this means that in going through emotional pain strengthens you mentally, just as physical training strengthens your muscles. You have to go through the pain. You have to experience the pain. You're not going to like it, but it's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you a more resilient man. It's going to make you a more emotionally stable man instead of an emotionally vulnerable man-child that has never experienced anything. So, yes, you feel stressed, but you have to. It's part of the growth process. So, how can you take action on this? How can you turn this pain into strength? I'm going to give you a few simple things, and I'm 1000% sure that you are not going to want to do these, because you feel shit, and the only thing that you want to do is lay in a dark corner of your room and speak with no one. I understand that. That's what your brain is trying to tell you. But you have to overcome your emotions. And for an example, write a reflection letter to yourself. Write down, like, what went wrong? What can you learn from the things that went wrong in your relationship? What did you do wrong? What can you learn from it? What qualities are you looking for in an actual future partner? Why do you do this? Because you want to extract conscious lessons from that relationship. Don't let it go without taking away the value, the learning points. I mean, that's the least thing that you can take from it. Something that you can learn from it, implement, grow. Also start a physical challenge. This is what I did, and I did this after researching why it was so important to start physical challenge in that period of a breakup. Strength training, running, martial arts. Physical training reduces the stress hormones and it boosts your confidence. Personally, I literally, especially those first 3 months, I hit the gym 7 days a week. I was there 2 hours a week and I was abusing the iron. I'm not saying it was good. I don't say it's a good thing to do. But for me back then, it helped me to manage the stress hormones a bit. So it was a good thing to do. I'd rather do that than, bathe in my bitch energy. So physical training reduces stress hormones. Set a big personal goal. Whether it's a career move, whether it's a new hobby, whether it's a travel. But direct your energy towards something that will bring you, well, first of all, a good long-term goal, a long-term happiness. Takes away your mind off of her. Set a big personal goal and use your pain as fuel to realize the goal. Strategy number 2, understand the psychology of attraction. Because many men, after a breakup, they ask themselves, why did she lose interest? Why did she choose him? Was I not good enough? Like they walk around with all these questions. Well, the answers lie in the psychology of attraction. Like, did you know that there's actually psychology of attraction, that there's such a thing? There is. There's evolutionary psychology. There's social psychology. Like everything that has to do with attraction, marketing, sales. It's all based on psychology of attraction. And the more you know about it, the more you can rationalize things. Instead of bathing in your bitch energy and keep drowning in your emotions. And we know from evolutionary psychology, it clearly shows that women are instinctively attracted to men who possess strong genetic qualities, social status, and confidence. So one of the limiting beliefs that you could break is if I'm just nice and caring enough, a woman will stay. Yeah, because many men believe that being nice, giving gifts, and always being available makes them more attractive. But attraction doesn't work that way. Women are not drawn to predictability, to dependency, to emotional vulnerability. They're attracted to challenge, to emotional excitement, to leadership skills, to masculine energy. And you would know that if you dove into the evolutionary psychology. Yeah, and why do you want to dive into it? Because it gives you a goal. It gives you something to work on. Yeah, because knowing that women are instinctively attracted to men with strong genetic qualities, with social status, with confidence, leadership skills, those are things that you can actually work on. And now is the best time because you feel pain. Well, let's use that pain to grow. Grow your confidence, grow your social status, grow your genetic makeup. So you can actually take active steps to build more attraction and to, at some point, when you're ready, and again, I'm going to say it again, when you're ready and only when you're ready. Yeah, because my wish for you and the girl that you're going to meet is when you meet, you don't have your ex-girlfriend in your rucksack. Yeah, you've got rid of her. So that you don't take your bullshit from your last relationship into the new one. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. So how can you take action and build more attraction? How can you use social psychology? How can you use evolutionary psychology? Well, first of all, learning about it gives you, well, a purpose, right? I mean, you're learning now about something that makes a deep impact into your life. You're learning about breakups. Yeah, because by learning about attraction, you'll also learn about what's not attractive. Which is very valuable, and I think more men should learn about this. But also, it gives you, it will point you into a direction in which you'll be able to work on things that make you a more attractive man. Yeah. So, for an example, going through the psychology of attraction teaches you that there's a lot of power and attraction in mystery. Yeah, and that's something that a lot of men, for an example, these days they are anything but mysterious. They're very predictable. Why? Because they've learned to reveal all thoughts and feelings immediately, especially during the first date. They want to be emotionally vulnerable. Well, you know what? Here's the story about how my ex left me for Tyrone Thundercock. Barf. No mystery, predictable, vulnerable, which is unattractive. Yeah. But you'll also learn why it's important to, for an example, invest in your goals. Because the more you have a passion outside of her, the more attractive you will become to her. Isn't that fascinating? And you'll also learn why it's important, for an example, to build up a little bit of a social dominance, to develop your social dominance. Improving your ability to navigate social settings and learning how to take your leadership skills to a next level will bring you to a point where a social group sees you as a socially dominant guy, and they will actually treat you way better. They will see you as more interesting. They will see you as more attractive. They will start to follow you, follow your lead naturally. Hey guys, you know what? Let's go to that bar. Yeah, sure, let's go. Instead of, guys, in a very submissive way, guys, you want to go over there? No, of course they don't. Why not? Well, because you're not really socially dominant. Look, there's so much more that you can learn from evolutionary psychology, from the psychology of attraction. And there's a lot of things that, to me personally, they fascinated me. And they were so logical. And I noticed a lot of holes in my game. And I improved them. And I became a better person. I became a more reliable man, which is what I wanted to become. Yeah, so strategy number 3, work on your inner game, work on your self-confidence. This ties back into strategy number 2. Look, a breakup can, it kicks you in the balls, right? It can deal a heavy blow to your confidence. Yeah, it's like standing in the ring with a Muay Thai fighter for the first time and you get that elbow, bang, and you feel him and it feels as if your skull is cracking open. And you start doubting yourself, wondering if you were good enough. And then, your ego takes a serious hit. And this is exactly why your inner game, your belief set is crucial. It's crucial, especially in these moments. Because what I've noticed is that a lot of men have a belief set that they believe that that their value is determined by how women respond to them. So many men base their self-worth on female validation. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So if a woman likes them, they feel good. But if a woman rejects them, they feel worthless. And this is a fundamental mistake. Because true confidence comes from within. Yeah, it doesn't come from external approval. I mean, it feels good. I get that. But you don't need it. Yeah? And there's scientific evidence for this. Self-affirmation theory. Yeah, self-affirmation theory shows that people who base their self-worth on multiple areas such as health, career, personal growth, they are mentally more resilient, they're stronger, and stronger than those who only rely on one aspect, such as romantic relationships. In other words, weak men base their self-worth on romantic relationships. Emotionally weak men. So how can you take action on building unshakable confidence? Well, you could work on creating a winner's frame. A winner's frame. How do you do that? Well, every day, write down 3 things that you value about yourself without them being related to women or relationships. Yeah, so think about discipline. Think about humor. Think about ambitions. Think about loyalty. Think about how funny you are. Think about how, I don't know, like anything. Anything outside of relationships. Because this will help you to change your internal dialogue. This will help you to, every time that you think, I'm not good enough, to replace it with, no, wait. There's a lot of things that I'm good at. Yeah, I'm a man that grows. I'm a man that adds value. And even though she dumped me for Kevin from sales or Tyrone Thundercock, I don't need her and I don't care about them. I am good enough. And I'm going to be better. And when you start thinking like that, you will automatically start doing things that increase your self-respect. Yeah, which can include working out, learning new skills, challenging yourself, doing things outside of your comfort zone, like whatever, public speaking, starting a side hustle, becoming an entrepreneur, stepping into a kickboxing ring, or for a kickboxing match or a Muay Thai fight, just to challenge yourself. And whether or not you lose, man, if you take that step inside of that ring, you already won. Yeah, you already won some self-respect. Good on you. Yeah? Strategy number 4. Learn social dynamics. Learn higher status behavior. This is so important. Man, I keep hammering on this. One of the most effective ways to recover faster from a breakup and become more attractive is to improve your social skills. Why? Research shows that people who have strong social support system recover faster than people who don't. And if you have social skills, it's easier to build a strong foundation when it comes to your social circle. And if you don't have that, you can go out with social skills. You can enter into social settings and you can create it. People who are social recover faster. So work on your social dominance, work on charisma, work on higher status behaviors, because they are essential for success in dating and relationships. So you have to destroy that limiting, non-serving belief that women are only attracted to looks or women are only attracted to money. Yeah, many men believe that women only fall for the man with the perfect looks or the man with a perfect bank account. The reality is that social status, confidence, and social skills matter way more. Which brings me to social validation theory. Yeah, the scientific evidence behind it shows that people determine someone's value based on how they are treated in a social group. So, you can't, for the ones who are watching this and are stuck inside of their homes, like so many, you cannot expect a woman to find you attractive when you never set out and show her who you really are in a social setting, in a social group. She has to see it, otherwise she will not know it. If you are seen as a leader, if you are seen as the guy that people respond to in a positive way, if she sees that you have leadership skills, if she sees that you are very comfortable in a social setting and that you can make people laugh and people they respond to you and they ask you questions and like everything is going well and how you treat the waiter and how you talk to people, women will find you more attractive automatically. I'm gonna come at you with an ancient quote. Attraction is not a choice. Attraction is not a choice. If you can enter a social environment and have people respond to you in a positive way, this will make you an attractive, seemingly attractive man. Right there and then. You're still going to have to, especially for a relationship, you're going to have to maintain that social status. Otherwise, she's going to lose it, if you cannot back it up. But the first interest or attraction happens right there and then. Yeah. And we know from the halo effect, which clearly shows that charismatic and socially skilled people are perceived as physically and like more attractive, mentally more attractive, even if they are not objectively the best looking person in the room. Look it up, the halo effect. So how can you take action and develop higher status behavior? Well, get your ass out of the house and into social situations and become a social leader in those situations, in those settings. Organize events, introduce people to each other, take initiative in conversations, take up your social space, move around in a slow and very relaxed way, communicate. I feel comfortable here. This is my house. That's how you improve your charisma. That's how you improve your social skills. It's not by sitting indoors and reading about them. You're going to have to go out and practice them. You can't fake these skills. Yeah, you can fake a little bit, but at some point you're going to communicate what's really going on. So proactively improve your charisma. Yeah, maintain strong eye contact, speak with a deep and calm voice, and always stand relaxed and confident. Yeah, and surround yourself with higher status people. Your social value is heavily influenced by the company that you keep. So, look, your girl dumped you, yeah, because she clearly didn't see you as the higher status guy that she believed you once were. So now it's time for you to do some dumping. Dump friends that don't lift you up. If they keep you down, they have to go. It's time for something new. You want to grow, you can only grow without taking, dead ballast with you. People that want to grow, they can come with you. If they don't, well, maybe we can go out, but that's that. Yes, surround yourself with the right people. And strategy number 5, create a powerful new lifestyle. This is the best time for you to create a new lifestyle. The ultimate way to recover from a breakup and to become more charismatic, to become a more interesting man, to become an attractive man, is to build a life so fulfilling that women are naturally drawn to it. One of the limiting beliefs I hope you're going to break is that I need to adjust my life to a woman to get her. And that's what a lot of men do, especially in relationships. Her hobbies become their hobbies. Her friends become his friends. Like everything that she does becomes everything that he does. So, they put their own life on hold. And that's a huge turnoff for women. Man, it's a huge turnoff for men, actually. Women want a man who follows his own path and who invites them into his adventurous and ambitious life with goals, with vision. And also for this, I have scientific evidence, which is called self-determination theory, which clearly shows that people who live according to their own passions and goals are clearly happier and clearly more attractive. And when you look at a woman's sexual nature, which is hypergamy, which explains that women are naturally attracted to men with a strong life vision and ambition who are going into that direction. Thinking about Elon Musk when I did that. Yeah, but going up that mountain, because women naturally want to look up to you and pull themselves up to you. So you are going to have a life filled with passions, goals, clear vision, and a vision that helps you to grow, to climb up that mountain. So create a mission. What do you want to achieve in life? Define your goals. And maybe you don't even have your goals that clearly. I sometimes do not have my goals clearly, but I have, I have an idea. And I already start working my way towards that idea. And then every step of the way, I'm like, and I revise my goals, I rewrite them until they become crystal clear. Second thing is become a magnet for adventure. Guys, really, like some of you sit at home, you don't do shit, you're lonely, you don't want to admit it to yourself, but you're lonely. Playing games with your fake online friends that don't really give a shit about you. Like get your ass out of the house. Travel, start new hobbies, learn new social skills, learn any skills. Preferably learn new skills in a social environment where you meet other people. Yeah, and surround yourself with ambitious and inspiring individuals. Look, before I end this, by creating a mission-driven and exciting lifestyle, you make sure that your happiness and your attractiveness comes from within and not from a woman. And this is a very powerful step into turning your breakup into a transformation. Yeah, it's to live an exciting life. Plus, it gives you stories to share. Most guys, when they sit on a date, they ask the most boring questions. Who are you? What do you do? What's your favorite music? Do you like pineapple on pizza? They ask questions. She sits there answering, being bored. Yes, no, not really. I don't know. Only to send you a message afterwards. Yeah, you seem like a nice guy, but I didn't feel a click. Right? It's happened before. I know it did. And that's because you don't live an exciting lifestyle. My girlfriend, she calls me the man who already lived 8 lives. After a few years that we are now together, I can still share stories with her. Or she hears stories through friends, and she's like, what? You did that too? And I can go into a story, and it's entertaining. It's fun. You're communicating. You're communicating a lot. Like you're communicating that you have a life, which is something that a lot of guys don't do because they don't live their lives. They are an NPC in their own life. Don't be an NPC. Be a very proactive player. Come on, guys. You have one life. Let's enjoy it, right? So this is your chance to grow. Yeah, you're feeling pain. You might dislike some of the things that I'm saying, but you can't say I'm wrong. Yeah, so are you going to stay stuck in the past? Or are you going to use the pain that you feel right now as fuel to level up? That's my wish for you, brother, because I want to see as many men up there on top of that mountain, going higher and higher. And one of the reasons, by the way, like I have 2 daughters. I want them to meet emotionally stable, strong guys who know the game and who live interesting lives. Yeah? Another reason why I do this. So, become the best version of yourself. Do it now. Use your pain as fuel. Yeah, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, for deep training on confidence, on attraction, on the psychology of it. And like and share this video to help other men break through the barriers of their breakups. And please comment, which strategy will you apply first? Or maybe you have a different strategy. I would like to know about it. Let's discuss. Let's get together. Let's laugh about things. but we'll do it together. The future is in your hands, and I'm looking forward to see you grow stronger than ever. Brother, with a lot of love, I wish you a great evening, and see you in the next training video.